Hey everyone, we're out here at the MacArthur Military Museum here in Little Rock, and we're gonna try and find some of the weird and odd stuff in Little Rock today, and this is one of them right here. This is a monument telling about the first human dissection in Arkansas, and it was made in this spot in November 1874 by James Linnell. So that is pretty weird that they would mark something like that. But we're gonna see what else we can find here. So we're here in the same park, and it's kind of an interesting deal. There's something called the Boy Hero of the Confederacy, you might hear, and his name is David Dodd, and there's a memorial to him here, and he is a boy that was hung, and he was a martyr, but this marks the place of his execution. So there was a gallows constructed here. It's just kind of in this little open area, kind of give you a reference of where everything is, so you can find this if you want to. And then there's a little history here on this, and you can see and read a little bit about him. But he was 17 years old, and he was basically a spy, and he was a few months into his 17th year when they hung him. So he's kind of basically a man, but they hung him, and so they have called him the Boy Hero of the Confederacy, and he's actually buried here in Little Rock, and we're actually going to go see his grave right there like that. So there's no pictures of him being hung or anything, so this is just kind of another picture or reenactment, one of the two. So we're going to go show you some more stuff here. For some reason, all around here are these ugly ducks, and this one might be one of the better looking ones, because we've seen some bad ones. So I'm now here at the Mount Holly Cemetery, and this is an interesting cemetery to look at. It's kind of a Gothic style, but there's some modern and some very old burials in. Every one of these rows has its own little street name or row name, as you want to call it. Like this one is Spruce. The next one up there is Locust. Mount Holly Cemetery was established in 1843. This is Elm Street right here. And this is going to be an interesting row, and I'll tell you why. Down this way is going to be one that we're looking for. This is the one that we're looking for. This is David Dodd, and he is the boy martyr of the Confederate States, or the boy hero of the Confederate States. And he was convicted of being a spy, and he was hung right here in Little Rock. He was captured in this area. You can actually kind of see the area where he was captured, and I believe it's a little southwest of Little Rock. I'm not sure if there's any kind of marker or anything in that specific area, but you can definitely see his grave right here, and you can see where he's buried, which is right here. Here lies the remains of David O. Dodd, born in Texas in 1846 and died January 8th, 1864. And like I said, they hung him in a gallows, and you can kind of just see they gave him the Confederate Medal of Honor, presented in July of 1984. And you can see the front of this, Arkansas Boy Martyr of the Confederacy. So I'm here now at the grounds of the governor's mansion in Little Rock, and it's a pretty interesting neighborhood. There's these old houses here from the late 1800s. Really nice looking houses. This is the governor's mansion right there. And one of the interesting things is they have a bust of Bill Clinton, a former governor of Arkansas. So the interesting thing here is he's behind bars. So of course this is just the gate of the fence. But it's just kind of a little odd thing to see a president behind bars. But just to show you this block with some of the houses here. Really nice looking houses. And there is the governor's mansion. It's pretty. There's a couple houses here, especially one down on the corner there. They almost kind of outshine that governor's mansion. You can see some nice oil lamps up on top there. Pretty neat. Anyways, thought we'd show you the president behind bars. So you can see right over there is the USS Razorback and the Hoga, World War II submarine and a World War II tugboat. And you can see this bridge right here. And you can read some of the history about the rocks here of how this town, this city, got its name. We're right behind the Little Rock Market right there to kind of give you a reference. And there's a little amphitheater, actually a pretty good sized amphitheater there. And there's all sorts of art around here. There's a little rock here, a little bit of piece of history here, talking about how a lot of these rocks were removed, and one of them was placed at the city hall with a time capsule inside of it, but then they were placed back in this area later on. And you can kind of just read some of that, see some of this art in through here. And then as you go down through here, this is the Little Rock. So this one says the Little Rock, 1722, a section of the Little Rock located at the foot of the Rock Street, forming the south pier of the railroad bridge over the Arkansas River, being the first rock seen by the French explorer Bernard de la Harpe on his voyage from the mouth of the Mississippi River up the Arkansas River in 1722. So this is how the city gets its namesake. This is the rock that he actually saw. Pretty interesting history here. And just something that's a little odd too at the same time. You can go across this junction bridge here, and you can go up these stairs and go across, and then you'll go down more stairs and you'll go across, and you can see that submarine that's over there. It does cost a fee. They've got a museum and everything over there, but it's pretty neat to see. Give you a little tour of it and everything. So this is at the corner of Markham and Scott. This is a Korean martial arts memorial, Sangam Martial Arts Gate, and it is for, you can see Ailey there, is for the Grand Master Lee. And after his passing, his wife wanted to make a memorial for him. And then you can open these doors and then lock them too. The city also wanted to make a memorial for him. So you can see all of the paint that's on this. It's pretty remarkable, all the detail that's in this. And it's got these little doors with the little ring handles there, and you can actually shut the door and then lock it like that, and then you can open it. So it's pretty neat. It's a little park here dedicated to his teaching of Taekwondo, and here's some Taekwondo students here. This is right beside a convention center here. As you can see, it's a really big gate that's there. And then this is supposed to be him. Right here. It's Grandmaster Lee. That's who it is. And he brought Taekwondo to the area. And you can see we have some founding members there. Looks like he and his wife are at the top. So zoom in a little bit there and you can see. Pretty neat how they've done this memorial here. Haven't seen anything like this, and they have this little fountain there. And these guys right here. Pretty neat. Nice tribute to a guy that brought martial arts to the area. Almost looks like it turns up there, doesn't it? It does. The staff of the Flying Dragon, it says. You can see all kinds of detail in there. Little guys doing different things in martial arts, going all the way down. Very neat. And they have this lit up at night. And the colors that are in that right there are pretty amazing. As you get close, you can kind of see them come out. Lots of colors though. Get the camera to focus in on some of it. All the little details. Even the ends of that wood looking structure are painted. Everything's painted in there. Lots of colors. Of course, they got the netting over it so the pigeons and stuff won't get in there and poop all over it. Pretty neat. Right here by the Riverside area in Little Rock. So now I'm at the old State House here in Little Rock, and there's a couple things that are interesting. First, we'll show the State House. This is the old State House. This was the state capital of Arkansas. It was the old state capital of Arkansas. This is on the side of the old State House. It says this building was the site of the Arkansas Secession Convention of 1861 and the seat of the Confederate government until 1863. After the capture of Little Rock by federal forces, the old State House became headquarters of a Unionist state government led by Isaac Murphy. So this is the State House. And you can kind of see it from up front, and it is a museum, and they have some different things in there, and it is free to go to. But this right here is a monument, a memorial to David Dodd, and that is the Southern boy that died at the age of 17. He was hung here in Little Rock, and he is considered the martyr of the Confederacy, or the martyr of Arkansas. And so this is supposed to be the largest memorial, the largest monument for him. Just kind of take you up close. It tells the story about him and what he did. There's kind of a picture, a little sculpture of him. When you look at the picture, it looks pretty much like him. You can kind of see some of the wording there. You can see where it says, in memory of David Owen Dodd, the boy martyr of the Confederacy who was hung as a spy by the Union Army in Little Rock, Arkansas. But just wanted to take you guys by here so you could see this. So I hope you enjoyed some of these oddities of Little Rock. And it's a lot to see here. You just kind of have to get out and explore a little.